And to talk a little bit more Cuse basketball, let's go to our guest line right now and bring on Seth Greenberg, the ESPN college basketball analyst who was up on campus recently. And Seth, we appreciate you making some time for us. You got a chance to see this new look orange roster in person recently. You got a chance to see your guy, Red Autry. What stood out to you when you got an up-close look at the orange?
Guard play to start with, experienced guard play, big physical, winning players on the perimeter, probably improved defensively. JJ is JJ. You know what to expect from him. Nathan George is just an experienced, tough, winning player that distributes the ball and can score. Nate King's going to really, really shoot the ball and has good size and good feel and a maturity about him. So I think the perimeter has a tremendous amount of maturity. Those three guys will be able to compete against anyone on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, which is, let's face it, they had to get better defensively. Yeah. And I think those three guys will be solid on the perimeter in terms of containing the basketball, keeping it in front, your first line defense. And also, your defense starts with your offense. So I know if you run good offense, if you take good shots, if you take care of the basketball, then you set your defense. So, if those guys are good, now all of a sudden either your opponent's taking the ball out of the net, or at least you're getting a shot in the rhythm and the flow of the offense, which enables you to then go back and set your defense. And then when you can set it, then you can decide what you're going to give and what you're going to take away. So, I think the perimeter game, is really solid. I mean, I'm sure everyone wants to know about Cayenne, and I think, eventually he's going to be able to contribute, but it's going to be a process. Luke Fennell it's going to be a process for those guys. They got to learn to defend. They got to learn to play hard all the time. They got to learn to be multiple effort guys, but they're surely gifted and talented. And then up front, Sadiq White to me was just he's so interesting to me. He just plays so stinking hard. He changes ends. He's active on the glass. He attacks the basket. He's a willing passer. But they've got a lot of guys. They got a lot of guys that I think are going to be good players. I think Aaron Womack's going to be a good player. I think William Kyle's going to give him a hard-playing rim protector, elite defender. I think Betsy's experience and versatility is going to be interesting. So I was really impressed with him.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about Sadiq White. I know that sometimes you don't want to heap too much praise on a freshman because we understand that it's tough for any freshman to come in and contribute right away, but you're not the first person that has been kind of glowing about getting a chance to see him in person and raving about his defensive intensity. And as you said, that's the biggest thing really with Syracuse that they need to improve on is getting a little bit more intense on the defensive end. Just how good of a defender and good of a player do you think Sadiq White can be in year one?
I think he's a winning player. And that's the thing. Some guys play to play. I think he plays to win. I was going to have to learn how to play, really compete hard all the time, every play. And that's the hardest thing. Not taking plays off, dealing with a little bit of adversity. You go on the road, you have a tough loss. You're going to be the same guy the next time when you take the court. You're going to have a short-term memory. But his quickness, his competitiveness, his versatility, his relentlessness on the glass, there were just a lot of things, and his willingness to listen. I had a chance to spend a little bit of time with him after practice, and I was just impressed that, his willingness to listen and hear. I enjoyed visiting with the whole team. I thought they were really, really good young people, and I think Red's staff is really locked into this group, which is important. I think that those guys all are with a purpose, but you got to understand at this point, the most important thing these guys got to do is they got to play for each other. They got to play for each other. It can't be, JJ's last time through. It's got to be JJ's last time through getting Syracuse back to the tournament and doing whatever he can. Nathan George came in. He's obviously a terrific play starter, playmaker. He has the ability to score. He's got to take care of the basketball. He's got to defend the ball at the point of attack, and he's got to impact winning. Nate Kings is an elite shooter. I asked him questions. I said, what's the easiest way for you to get an open shot? And, he's a smart guy. He said, well, maybe coming off staggers. No, run the floor, man.
Yeah.
Have you guys get a stops? Run the floor. Get out of the defense. I mean, so they've, I like their roster. The Ibrahim kid, I didn't get a chance to see him. He was out that day, so I didn't get a chance to watch him practice. But they've got a lot of good pieces. They've got a good energy about them, and they've just got to be a team of everyday guys. I mean, that's the biggest thing, and they've done a really good job this summer. I think Red did a great job this summer challenging them physically, which is important so that they understand really just what it's going to take. You got to do the hard things consistently. I mean, that's just the way it is. You got to have a mindset to do the really hard things consistently if you're going to be a really good team. And the league is really good this year. Not everyone, but most of the teams in the league invested as opposed to last year. And I got to be honest with you, I know people are giving Red a hard time. They were put in a position to fail last year. I just
yeah.
Say it the way it is. Isn't it amazing the teams that invested had good seasons last year in the ACC, and the teams that didn't invest and weren't competitive in terms of, NIL or pay for play or revenue share or collectives or whatever you want to call it. Here's the deal: is your investment equals your expectation. Syracuse got the greatest fans in the world, and it's a tremendous environment. And John Lovick's, I love him to death. But unless you give a coach, whether it's Adrian Autry or whether it's Earl Grant or whether it's Jeff Capel or whomever it is, unless Kevin Keats. Kevin Keats went to a Final Four. He dealt with a $1.9 to $2.2 million budget. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. That's just the way it is. You're going to have to get really lucky to win. You have to really hit on guys. So, this year, they did a great job. They gave them resources, which is so important. And with those resources, I think they've gotten the right guys. And now they got to get in and play hard and trust each other and believe in each other and deal with a really tough early schedule and do the things that winning teams do. Winning teams have short-term memories. Winning teams have a toughness about them. Winning teams get to the next play. Winning teams, they possess certain traits, and I think the maturity of this team is really good. I think that they've got good leadership. I think getting JJ missed a bunch of practice, but I was in, I guess, his second full practice. Look, he's a difference maker. That backcourt's going to be good. That backcourt's going to be really good, like really good. And with Sadiq and if Donnie can just, stay out of foul trouble, probably is a good place to start. Become a better screener, because if he's a better screener, he'll be more open. If he runs consistently, if he goes to the glass every single time, and becomes a guy that he should be able to get with his athleticism. He should be able to get 3-4 offensive rebounds a game, because he should be really hard to keep off the glass with his quickness. So, I like their roster, and I like everything they're doing. And they look like a great group of young guys.
Yeah, it seems like the pieces fit a lot better with this roster, and you hit on the major point there that they have the resources now. They had Alex Klein at the general manager position in place, and that made a world of a difference, I think, for everyone.
Well, Alex Klein without money is those coaches have to go out and recruit players, and Alex has done a great job in terms of organizationally, but players are coming there to play for the coaching staff. But to get the players they need to get, however they have to, acquire the money in terms of, the rev share or collectives or whatever they're doing. And that's what they got to do. Alex is good. I love him to death. But, kids are going to come and play at Syracuse because of Adrian Autry, because of their coaching staff, because of relationships. And in the end, because they're going to be competitive financially with people they're recruiting against.
Yeah, that matters more than it ever has in this day and age, for sure. And I know you hired Red out of high school, and you obviously think very highly of him as a coach. And that's one thing that I feel like has been underrated. I know everyone wants to talk about how the team didn't perform, and Red's not shied away from last year wasn't obviously up to the orange standard, which is a phrase he always uses, but he's done a great job recruiting. And can you speak to that a little bit? Like, what makes him such a good recruiter, and what caught your eye when you were looking for a coach and you went to the high school level and picked Adrian Autry back in the day?
Because he's real. He's honest. He's genuine. He doesn't try to be someone he's not. He doesn't tell kids what they want to hear. He tells them the truth. He has a standard and holds guys to that standard. He's compassionate, but he's also passionate, and he has a toughness to him. But on the other hand, he has the ability to connect with people. He works his tail off. Has a really great network of people that want to help him be successful, which is, it's like anything else. I always call it's almost like the Hamilton effect. In the world today, in recruiting, obviously you got to have resources, and then you also have to have people in the room where it happens that, at worst, stay neutral. At worst, stay neutral. And Red's got those relationships, and people like him. I mean, really, what it comes down to, Red's a good guy. Yeah. He really is. He did a great job for me, he did a great job for Jim. And he knows what he's doing. And I like his staff. And I think that, they've got a really good support staff, like you said, from general managers to analytics to, the people that you need. But his staff is very good. They're all on the same page. They're all, there's no issues in terms of, a lot of times you'll see, staffs, they'll be, I wouldn't say bickering, but, everyone will have, want to mark their territory.
Sure.
There's none of that with them. I mean, they're all in it together. And they all are 100% supportive of each other, which is the way it needs to be and the way it is. I mean, which is great. It's great for them. It's great for, it's great for the players. It's not going to, I recruited that guy. We got to, no. They all say, in the end, if a guy's busting his tail and doing the right things and playing well, they're going to get chances to play. If guys are taking shortcuts and not doing the right things, then they won't get as many, opportunities. But they've got people that are willing to work and are hard playing. Like Hey George, he's nearing the end. JJ's nearing the end. King's nearing the end. Those guys want to go out and do something special, and they understand if they win and they are winning players, that's where everything starts. I mean, if you're winning, and John Calipari's favorite line is, when you win, everyone eats.
Right. And for anyone that's thinking about NBA draft, that's where it starts, right? I mean, I know everyone these days is focused on stats, but getting Syracuse back to the tournament, that would go a long way for sure. Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants to play in the tournament. I mean, that's just the way it is, which is the right thing. Everyone should have a incredible urge and desire to get to the tournament. And because once you get in the tournament, I mean, we saw an NC State team that barely, played their way in the ACC tournament into the NCAA tournament to the Final Four. So, once you get in, it's real simple. If you're playing well, you get on a run. It becomes matchups. It becomes, can your team get hot? Can your team, get on a run? Everyone's had a 2-game or 3-game or 4-game win streak, and you have a style of play that's hard to prepare for it in the second day of the tournament. There's a lot of things that go into it. So I'm excited for Red. I'm excited for those kids. I really like them. I mean, they had a hard scrimmage the day before, and they had a hard practice right after it, and I thought it was good.
Yeah, Red has talked about how he's really challenged them throughout the summer. Seth Greenberg with us right now, and final thing for you, Seth. This has been great to get your insight. You mentioned already the ACC looks like it's going to be much better this year. How much better do you think the ACC will be, and where do you think Syracuse fits into the puzzle here? They were preseason 9th in the ACC poll. Do you see them being a little bit better than that, and what is your feeling of the overall conference?
Well, I'm I'm not going to answer that because I think the preseason polls are all BS.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think they mean anything. You got to win games on the court. I mean, it's not plain and simple. I mean, everything's done, you know, how are you going to deal with diversity? How are you going to deal with the stuff on the court? That's what the thing comes down to. So I don't get caught up in that stuff. The league is good. I mean, you know, Virginia spent $14 million. You know, NC State spent $13 million. I mean, you know what that means? Those teams, they got good players, and good coaches. The league is very, very good.
Yeah,
and that's just, you know, that's just the way it is. I mean, the league is good. It's deep. It's more talented. I mean, NC State improved significantly because what they do. They spent money. Miami improved in terms of their talent base significantly. Why? They spent money. So, I mean, the league's going to be good. And I think the league could get 7 teams in the tournament this year, maybe even more. You know, it'll be interesting. But last year, the league was bad. Now, what does the league have to do? It's got to go in the ACC, SEC, and it's got to go win some games because that league's not going anywhere either. Because they're really good.
Talk about a league that spend money, the SEC.
Yeah.
They've got plenty of it, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it goes, again, everything goes back to your investment equals your expectation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to be good, then you got to give your coaches the resources to go out and recruit winning players, and then you've got to go take those players and you got to put them in position to play to their strengths. And you know, that's the essence of coaching. You know, once you acquire talent, the essence of coaching is putting your players in position to play to their strengths. And they've got an incredible opportunity to do that this year. They really do.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to have basketball back in Syracuse, and it does feel like they've got the right pieces with this roster. Coach, this has been great. We appreciate your time. I know it's a busy time for you, but thanks for making some time for us, and enjoy the start of basketball season once it gets going.
You got it, guys. Thanks for having me. And the one thing I would tell the great fans of Syracuse is, you know, the best fans are part of the solution, not part of the problem. Like, get behind these kids. I think you have a really good team to get behind, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And you know, it's about time to get, you know, the dome rocking the way it was when I used to bring teams in there, and it was a really, really hard place to play. So.
Yeah, it can be an awesome environment for sure. All right, Coach. Well, be well, and thanks.
All right, thank you.
All right, there goes Coach Greenberg. Well said by him, and he's right. The ACC clearly spent some more money this year, and it does feel like the ACC is going to be better, which is good for Syracuse. And Syracuse clearly spent some more money on their roster this year as well, and it looks like they've got a much better roster. So we appreciate Seth Greenberg of ESPN for joining us for a little bit. We'll hit a timeout. We'll bring in Gio for our Football Friday here on Drive Time.
Did you miss Drive Time?